All signs as all stars. Come on in, Zodiac signs. I scry your sign. Hello, hello, come on in if you'd like to have a seat for some symbolic support or a little inspiration today. My name is Steph. If you're new, welcome. If you're returning, welcome home. We're going to draw your zodiac sign, timestamps below, from Scully here. We'll add on a few other scrolls from smaller sets that I just have made. Link below in the description if you're interested, as they are one of one. We'll scry for shapes and symbols that may speak to our psyche and psychic senses. We'll add on some tarot and oracle, and where Mr. Ghosty here is, we have GhostTube for any audio editions from the afterlife that may further add to our abstract and ancient auric adventures. Overall, pleased to receive or release freely. Thank you for your time, attention, and awareness, as your perspective and presence is powerful. Gratitude. Let's go. Let's choose the first one. Thank you, Scully. We're going to pick your brain. Pisces. Let's get to it. Paz, me, oh my. Pisces. Here's your scroll. If you see, sense, or feel anything, you know the drill. Please feel well to comment below or keep to oneself or drop an emoji. Whatever feels good. Okay, Pisces. Hands up, baby, hands up. Give me your heart, give me your heart, give me all your love. This is where we're at with the pies. We got fluorite, lily, and lemon. So if I recall, these are food, flowers, and crystals. Oh, yes. Okay. There's a tree, Pisces, where everyone's being led to this tree. Feels like a tree of life, symbolically a tree of life. Also something about under your umbrella, you know, like that tree coming under your umbrella. You might be responsible or be one of those energies where people can go out of the rain and get out of the rain type thing. Yeah, there's somebody here that's trying to get closer to you. You have your ears perked up about them, whatever this channel is, personal, professional, corporate, creative, romantic, platonic. Your ears are perked. Your ears and your eyes, those senses are really working together. Almost like, what's that? When some people can like taste color, or do you know what I'm saying? I can't even think of it. So obviously my brain doesn't work that way. But like if they press a piano key, they see a color, the sound and a color, that kind of thing. Freshening up a wardrobe. Some sort of emotional connection and or your own frequency of clarity in that mental mind is freshening up. This is from the inside out, inside out. Also something about water weight or retaining water.
Members.
There's a cat down here, and they're sitting in that way, like when their paws are curled up, you know, and they're like laying, and they're just kind of watching. One of them has an idea. They're talking to each other. If a cat might mean something to you, or it may resonate more in your subconscious space or your intuitive mind. It's exactly what that's feeling like. All right, Pies, let's see. Let's add on
Flashlight.
some cards for you. Something about a rosebud, a purple bear, okay, so this message might be one. For one, thank you for holding space. There's something about a trauma bond being cleared out, or yeah, there's something about a trauma bond. I'm also seeing one of those crowns that people make. Pisces. Thank you. Collective, trust the goodness in others. if I can imagine, yeah, we can hear you. There also might be a female spirit that is trying to get a hold of you. Okay, yeah, I see you. So that rosebud. Remember when I was talking about people under the umbrella or coming under your umbrella, or vice versa, somebody hold an umbrella for you to take cover? It kind of feels like guidance or like guide feeling. I feel like I'm watching different versions of myself, like of my collective mind, my collective emotional body, different phases, different stages. There's some sort of frequency, Pisces, that is freshening up. I don't know how else to say it. Blush, love is blooming. This is in there. If this is in relation to a state of grief, please know that spirit is holding the umbrella
Gemini.
over you. I also want to note the coloring is drawing me in here. It's like this little rosebud connects these two. There's something about that bear. And that bear is connected to this little pink spot, which brings me over here. The hermit kind of light within. Okay, remember when I was talking about the trauma bond and trust? And maybe you've been going through some with guidance within, or you have a therapist or a counselor, whatever the case is, or a collective of friends that like brings those that might feel, feel away. And I don't want to say lost, because I don't know if you're the guidance and you provide it, or if it's something you sense out in the collective amongst all like this kind of water feel. And there's also something about this lemon, smelling lemon. I almost want to say, I don't know if it's true or not,
Flashlight.
but it's like if someone's nauseated or has an upset stomach, smelling lemon can help alleviate that. At least that's what it feels like. All right, let's get you a talisman card, Pies, and then I will see you next month. Be sure to check out your other placements if you'd like. Courage with that lion. Lions and tigers and bears, oh my. Yeah, I've got my hands out to the front here as well. You do know what it makes me feel like? Courage. And you do have a lot of courage. What you've been through, and I think the way you navigate the collective energies is like swimming. You know, sometimes it might feel emotionally upstream. But I kind of feel like with that love is blooming, I'm hearing that Patsy Cline song. I fall to pieces. Again, my condolences if you have lost somebody. And you know, it's like the tears drop and nourish that kind of seed that's scarring within. But please do acknowledge that there are 2, 3, 4, 5, at least 5 spirits working around as like points of that umbrella for what you do, or to help cover you from the storms of the collective. Feels really beautiful, Pisces. I hope this did serve, inspire, educate, or entertain. And I'm going to move along. I'll see you on the flip sides. All right, let's get Scully Scullerson here and see who's up next. Pick the brain of Scully Scullerson. Drawing from the back. Gemini. Let's go. Unravel and unroll. You know the drill. If you see, sense, or feel anything, please feel well to comment below or keep to oneself. Any interactions with the channel is appreciated, as I appreciate you, gems.
Shirley.
Shirley Temple. Okay, there's something about leverage. Pressing down. It's like by pressing down on something, it's causing something else to stretch. There's a Yoda type character, or is it Gregu or Gugu. I have the pajama bands of them. Greg, I don't know, I can't remember. But there's something like that. Gregu. Oh, I'm going to get constipated. Okay, so this pressing down, it reminds me of being in yoga and somebody could like press down on your shoulders and then you would get the extension. Or you could press down on the thighs so you could forward fold.
To your left.
So this is what this feels like. I'm going to hold your feet. I'm going to put a hand or a hand on your foot so you feel a grounded connection. And then there's these other energies with you. So it's like as you are going out in 4 directions, like a big old X, like, but from that center space of your heart as the X. And it's like going out into a star formation from there.
Shirley.
Hi, Shirley. You've come through a few times. Okay, we're here for Gemini. We're going to add on a crystal, a flower, and a food. These are the scroll sets in the shop below. They are 1 of 1. If you're interested, Moldavite, Marigold, and Blueberry. I was also seeing, in the show movie Addams Family with Morticia's like on that stretcher thing, and it's like all very ooh la la, but there might be some sort of emotional stretching going on. I feel as though, Gems, I have...
My baby.
Okay, so this is the way I'm going to say it. I don't know exactly how it fits, and I don't need to worry about that. It's like my hands have been cut off. I don't know if this is from someone or something. It kind of has the same air of giving someone my last shirt or something like that. This doesn't have to be a person. This feels like an energy. Like this is, I don't want to say like the final straw, but it's something along that lines. In order so I can stretch. Okay, so this is the creepy way it's coming through. But we're a little bit creepy, spooky here, not scary. So I appreciate that. Only saw it once. The first Saw movie, but the time and intention of it, you have to make a decision. Like if they were handcuffed and they would have to cut off their hand in order to be free. So some sort of sacrifice of sorts, even though it might move through some sort of sensations of scary or there's another word coming through. I don't know what it is. Okay. So, but there's these guides that step forward on either side that will be there to make that grounded connection. So on that like Addams Family Morticia bed thing and maybe like a lengthening, a stretching from the heart space, or maybe this is a healing spot. There's something going on. Maybe X means something to you as well. There are 2 to 3 spirits here that are making a connection while you are in whatever the state is, mentally, physically, spiritually, for you to make the sacrifice.
We command it.
Because what it brings in is more space. Like, see this, it's like, okay, Cher's here as well. This Cher hair. Ooh. And it brings in more positivity and emotionally healing. Because it's like there's something from another place, another time, another lifetime. Call it what you will. Even if it's like another time in this incarnation. And it's almost like by symbolically severing this thing, this concept. Fear. Okay. It's like it comes from another world. By perception of where I'm at now, Gems, in your energy. I hope this makes sense, or at least that I'm not butchering it. There's a conversation with a giraffe and a zebra. And again, this Yoda-like character. There have been lots of different kind of energies around you that work with you in this otherworldly kind of aura that just like spirals and spirals and spirals, kind of like the flower of life. And it heals that. And then it's like I go from, depending on your age, you may or may not know, from this otherworldly of the Moldavite to, it's a different world from where I come from. there's lots of this kind of movement. I know like the Moldavite's got like this kind of vibe, and then I'm moving in here, and then this feels like bloop, bloop, bloop. I feel like I can hear your energies. Something's being whipped into shape though. I think you are getting something whipped into shape. Could be physical shape, spiritual shape, surgery, psychic surgeries. This woman, very balanced male and female energies. May have had a recent incarnation as a female in reference to you, or the last interaction that you recall she was female, but her energies, masculine and feminine, are very balanced. Sharp as a whip. Sharp as a whip. All right, what else do we got here for change of seasons? To everything turn, turn, turn. Treasured Memories really wanted to come out with it. So gems, I'm going to leave that there. And it's kind of like that otherworldly past memories, whatever the case is. There's even bandages on here.
Warm.
The fall season, that might be the season of feeling this change really take place. Like the different stages of this, that, or the other. Or if you start a new job and it's like, okay, you're a noob and then you're familiar, blah, 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 blah. Some time goes on. By the fall season, like when new people come in, you're no longer the noob. The healing's complete. There's a large owl in here. And I also want to note that you are tiny triumphs. That, yeah, there will be along the way. You've already had them, and you continue to have them. It's from these guides. There's also a goose or a duck. And you know what's funny? I'm seeing as well, gems, these things like that I wear for my glasses, like chains. Doesn't have to be these ones, but chains. And that brings me into the song from Chains, Change, Change. Elvis Perkins, maybe? Oh, I got that really high-pitched ringing. Whew. Okay, let's add on a talisman card, gems, and then I'm going to pitter-patter, get at her. On to the next sign. On to the next sign. Equilibrium. See that? I want to put in there. Like if that was the shell cup. This looks like a cat that's gotten wet. Like there might be a moment. Also something about a fishbowl. Passion. One of your guides or one of these energies that is making this point of connection. No, she's from somewhere else. That frequency is different. Thank you. Okay. So if you've ever seen the show People from Earth, a comedy show, I don't think it's not long on anymore. Gems. But what they used to do is, it's like a fun comedy alien show. Is the aliens, it's hilarious, but the aliens would implant a memory of seeing a deer after they like put the people back. And that's what I'm seeing. And because you have Moldavite here with otherworldly, there might be something to that for you that you know or having an inkling about. All right, gems. Thank you so much. I am going to move along. Just give me a half a second here. Oops. Okay. All right. Sorry. Let's grab Scully. Thank you. Scorps. Step in, Scorps. Step in. How are you doing? Sorry, I forgot to reset these as well. No worries. No worries. I don't edit, so the best I can do is pause. That's how I roll. I just pause things. All right. Scorpio, you got like a whole behind the scenes little thing there because I actually meant to pause. Excuse me. And maybe that's something you're noticing. We're going to eat soon. We're going to eat soon. I meant to pause, or I meant to eat. Oh, I meant to do this. I meant to do that. Something about that. Lasso with the Cowboys walking into a bar. Howdy, partner. Howdy, partner. Green eggs and ham is also here. I feel like I'm being asked to connect with somebody. It's like two cowboys, but one knows how to lasso and one knows how to hurdle. I don't know. Herd something. The cowboy energy anyway. It feels very robust. It feels skillful. And there's a lot of respect and humbleness here, but strong morals and ethic. And these two energies, it's like, show me your skill and I'll show you my skill. And together it creates, when two people can work together. Or maybe this is your conscious, subconscious, whatever the case is. Masculine and feminine energies. And they are working really, really well together because they're exchanging energy. They're exchanging ideas. And so it makes things so smooth. And these might be pieces of your life coming together. Your, corporate, creative, romantic, the platonics, all the good things. And of course, Scorps, you know the drill. If you see, sense, or feel anything, please feel well to comment below. Drop an emoji or give it a heart. Interesting. Okay, so we have here amethyst, weeds, and ward off evil. These three sets, if I didn't say so already, are in the shop below as they are one of one. See this work. There's sunglasses there, like how, again, it's like cool guy, cool girl. I'll put my sunglasses on and I get to work. Could even be something about somebody of service. It could be in the military. Coming in with basil with warding off evil. I'm getting, and it's very green, like those little green army men. And then I also see the work that you're doing with your intuition. I feel like I'm looking up. I'm in here. I'm looking up. Did you ever watch the show or cartoon Peanuts? And anytime any of the characters cried, they would put like the animation, and then tears would just come flying out. Like there's no whining. There's no whining. I'm also seeing a very specific kind of monkey. It might be an orangutan. Something about ribbons. I feel very flowy, as though your lasso that can like whoop and like slice and whip and hurt. Scorps. There's also something about the grace and power of working with a ribbon, like taking the lasso concept or that skill and transferring it to the intuition. There's a man looking over his glasses at me in there. Do you see him? I think he's in the afterlife. Or, if I may, something about bison, if the bison symbol means anything to you. It's the feeling of when it's like a parent or maybe an uncle or a teacher, somebody can like haunt your mind, even if they're still alive, just by like you hold on to something, or I want to please them, or I want them to be proud of me, and that's what drives me. But then there's also like this perception that's held. I don't know. Okay, sorry, but I also want to acknowledge, that one went out. There's a woman here, and she's got a cape open, or like she might be wearing like a muumuu or a shawl, and there's eyes on it. Eyes for you. This could also be your feminine energy, of course. I never know, but you're used to it if we're afterlife, where we're at here. We're in the animated realm. And then you got basil over here. Okay, so Am I pushing? Okay, first of all, there's dusting. There's dusting going on. Somebody might be a janitor. Or you're dusting. Get the fine dust. This is like
35.
fine work. Fine work. I feel like there's a lot of eyes on you. And... or maybe that's how you feel, or Scorps, you have a lot of eyes on a lot of different people, places, or things. Who's weeds? Who do you need to ward off? You know, really paying attention to your garden. Of your mind, of your energy. There's this whole landscape that's happening here. Yeah, it's the word, I think the term is herding. Not hurting, herds, like herds of animals. And keeping certain animals, and maybe this is some form of security, whether this is intellectual security and, you know, getting trademarks or whatever the case is.
Want.
Oh, these are so happy. These are like horses, and they have those blankets over them. There is a saddle. They're so happy. Scorps, collective. Who else had this? Pisces or Gemini? You also might notice, like, intuitively, could be you, could be at your work, wherever. Maybe you just sense it, even within yourself. You might feel like, what? Where are we going? What are we doing? What are we going? These people or energies may not have any sort of ill intent, but you still have really good security. Something about story time as well. Telling stories to grandchildren. Somebody told you a story again that stuck. And I got to come back to, for one reason or another, the sharp whip of the lasso or the leather thingy to the ribbons. I don't know what it is, but it's important for me to say it again. And if you feel like you might, let's just say as an example, you go to work and everyone just like, oh, they do their thing and, you know, kind of like the Walking Dead or Lost Souls type thing. You help give structure. You can help give structure, but there's two ways of going about it, if not more. Because I want to protect this door. So it's like I have these security dogs that kind of shoo away. But it looks like a herd, and it could be this herd of the collective. Rescue. Help another to help yourself. And what we really were just talking about that. Swapping skills or teaching. Maybe you are teaching, Scorps, or considering teaching. This is not a rescue mission in savior complexes or any savior complex or anything like that. This is like, do you want help, or do you want to do the work, or do you just want someone to do it for you? Which inevitably I think is, to some degree or another, at least in the realm I'm landing in, is very, it's impossible. Anyway, I also want to note here that I have the higher realms and then very earthly. Yeah, like these come together. I think there's people waiting for your attention, Scorpio. Are people waiting for your attention? Ooh, I like it. I like it. All right, let's add on a talisman card, and then we will carry on. Carry on. There's also something about foxes coming through. Rebirth. I also think that you've had some ideas, Scorpios, because I'm seeing like Picasso. And an interesting thing down here is, back in the day, we would have these commercials with an egg and like, this is your brain. This is your brain on drugs. And then they would crack open and fry the egg. I don't know why that's coming through, but also like the Picasso mind. Sometimes it can just like, which way do we go? Which I'm so inspired. Shiny objects. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Okay. There's right in here. Someone is like leaning over. Okay, first of all, I'll be honest, I'm seeing it in like a kind of like a maybe it's a discipline way. It's like, okay, I understand you want all the toys in the store, or I understand you want to accomplish all your goals, but focus. Ooh. Pick one. Let's start with one. And it's like this collective, one helps one another. Again, I feel like I'm going within the self, but you might know this and do this in the sleep state. You might be very psychopomp skills, whatever the case is. Learn the truth with the owls coming through. Love it. And there's a covering of this. These are like root things. I really think you're also helping your bloodline. Scorps, stern, stable structure, but also with that ribbon thing. Learn the truth is only of oneself, right? We can only tell that story. And somebody somewhere along the lines, maybe it's a boss, and they just told you something at work. Maybe this is about your job. Maybe do also a lot of helping people in therapies, and you learn their truths to like get in deeper so that they can have a rebirth. Or you've been in this position and you're like, okay, I'm doing this work, and you're about to have a rebirth in your career, in your, conscious, in your merging of these. And you're going to be able to tell your story one day.
Leave.
We're not leaving. But if you haven't already, you will be telling your story one day. And I look forward to it. All right.
It's cold.
Scorps, thank you so much for being my muse. I will see you on the flip side if you're going to check out your other placements. And if not, until next month. And then we'll do an all signs once again. Thank you. All right. I should timestamp, but you know what? I'm just going to wing it. I'm going to reset the stage, reset the scrolls. Are you ready? Aquarius. Let's go. You know the drill, Aquas. If you see, sense, or feel anything, please feel well to comment below. Or keep to oneself. Drop an emoji. Any interactions with the channel is appreciated. We'll get you a gemstone in there. Okay, I heard you. Get you a flower. And we'll get you a food. Oh, you got blueberry. Who else got blueberry? Maybe Geminis? I can't remember.
Jane.
Hi, Jane. Do you see that? See those eyes right there? Okay, somebody might have got tooth work done. Like a molar or a root canal. My name is Steph. What is your name? Oh, is your name Jane? Jane? It reminds me of that song from Edward Sharpe and the Magnetic Zeros, Jane. It's like a grumpy... I don't want to call it grumpy because I think I might be misunderstanding it. Maybe it's control. Care Bear is what I meant to say. Or I'm looking at an elemental that can see through something. Give me a moment. I'm going to dive in here. I'm whittling. Oh, there's gabbies going on. Just a lot of chatter. Can I flip this? Yeah, you're protected from something. Or I've got a bubble around me, so I'm not hearing some sort of chatter. I don't know if this is emotional chatter or energetic chatter from the collective or from work, whatever channel it may be. I'm covered by it. I've got my back turned to somebody. There might have been a passing. My condolences if you're working through grief and mourning. You might... Also, for whatever reason it's come through, just literally not be a morning person, and you're very grumpy gopher guts, and I hear you. I'm not a waking up person, actually. It could be 2 in the afternoon, 6 a.m., 4 a.m., or 6 at night. I don't like waking up. It takes me a long time. I'm slow. I'm a slow waker-upper. I feel like it was a young, either a brother or somebody younger. They were male expressed. I am picking flowers from the side of the road or some sort of something or other to bring to them. Willow in and of itself, the willow tree. Hang down your head, Tom Dooley. Hang down your head and cry. Maybe a good cry is needed. Help the chemistry, recalibration of the chemistry, literally the body's chemistry at the root space Jacob. Here with Ruby. Hi, Jacob. Is this you that passed? Oh, there are, I'm seeing fondue. Fondue. I think it's fondue with the chocolate, or like a cheese fountain or a chocolate fountain. I've compartmentalized something, Aquas. I feel like I am, I have access to all this air. But something I don't want to hear. There's something I don't want to hear. Okay, let's add on a few cards, see if I can get some clarity in here for Aquas. I'm going to flip this one as well. You guys are the first ones that I flipped cards in. Yeah, there's some vultures in there. Okay. I think they're called altar boys or girls, something along that lines. I feel like I'm in faith, or how I think people express
Virgo.
Faith. One of the ways one exudes faith and asks for help. Forgiveness is also here. Aquas, you guys going that? I don't know if this is something you guys are noticing from the collective and having to like move through and taking solitude time from the collective energies, or if this is something that you're working through personally. Judgments. We'll see what's behind that. And the Ace of Cups.
It's cold.
Oh, is that what you were whittling? Is a horn. Again, this feels like I was calling upon the angel in there. Some sort of faith, some sort of judgment to be made. Maybe you making the judgment as well upon the collective. I don't know who you are or what you are, but I'm trying to relax. There's so much randomness coming through. It's not for me to make sense of it. Mother Mary and or the Rosicrucians. Something about this. There's something going on about this. I don't know what it is. Seven of Swords. I'm sorry if somebody has had a passing of a child, brother, cousin, somebody younger than them that has just left them alone. They feel you giving them your greatness. They're trying to help like turn that water into wine and send you back the greatness to live and exist and know they're perfectly well. Aquarius, Four of Wands. They're still very much at home with you. Page of Pentacles. There's that young person there.
Jim.
Hi, Jim. And then behind that you have Three of Swords. My condolences. If something has happened in the home or to your heart about the home, somebody in your home, a person, place, or thing. Ace of Wands is on the bottom. They're trying to, with these two aces, while you give all this gold and to receive it. To grow your life while here. Still very, very much so with you. For those that it might be in regards to your career or money or love or something like that.
It's possible.
I feel nervous that I might get my heart broken again. Or I feel nervous I'm going to get my heart broken. You also might be a widow.
You are funny.
And I'm sorry, Aquas, if this message is just for a few versus the many, but in relation to the widow, there's something outside a window, whether it's a bird or a sound or something along that lines. They very much so, very, very much so, still communicate with you, and they want you to live again, feel young. All right, Aquas, I'm going to let you go. I hope this would serve, inspire, educate, or entertain. And I will see you for your other signs if you're other placements. And if not, until next month, I'll see you then. All right, sorry. I'm checking on my dinner simultaneously, so I have to pause along the way. Let's see who's up next. Leo. Leo.
Brandon.
Hi, Brandon. You know the drill, Leos. If you see, sense, or feel anything, please feel well to comment below or keep to oneself, as your interactions do expand the iScry experience. Or drop an emoji. Any interactions is appreciated. Sorry, I got distracted there. Leo, to support, you have Moonstone.
It's impossible.
Nightshade. Betrayal. Chives. Lifting spirits. Discovery and mystery. All right, Leos. Let's dive in. You're like Inspector Gadget. Seeing Puff the Magic Dragon as well. Baba Black Sheep. Circus. Like where they jump through fire. Like with the circle things on fire. You're very, very skilled. Hold on, Leos. Something's calling me. I think it's this Moonstone. I don't know if you have a connection with Moonstone or working with it's very, very ethereal. There's a water fountain up here. And it kind of, like when I went through the sheep portal circle thing, hoop on fire, I was brought into here. It was very weird. That's okay. I'm not afraid of that, but it just took a moment. I feel like I'm in spirit school all of a sudden, or something along that lines. You have here Nightshade. There's something about nighttime, and the moon shine. You might be doing a lot of astral kind of stuff. Somebody's got maracas. They're shaking them at me. Like, I don't know if they're trying to ward me off, or maybe you're warding off any sort of betrayal. Yeah, I got a little bit of a frown here. Who's this? Is there somebody that wants something from you and you're just like, it could be a friend, maybe it's a job, whatever the channel is, you know, that's not for me to place it, but they kind of don't have access to you anymore, and they want to like throw shade. Now, I don't always want to assume it's outside of you. Leos, if you're throwing shade, you know, no need to throw Moonstone monkey poop around. But I do feel liberated from something. Something about a guitar pick. Imagine if alligators and crocodiles could play a guitar or bass boom. Like an alligator crocodile, alligators and crocodile. So first of all, those two are together in a jazz band. There's a raccoon woman coming towards me. She's showing me her children. Or, you know, in the theory of like sticks and stones, she's in charge of stones. Over here is sticks.
God.
I'm getting the sensations, Leos, that somehow you've discovered or you're discovering how to cure a mystery of transmuting hurts, aches, insults into like power for you. Like not so much a return to sender thing, but it's like it's power. And you know how to alchemize it, Inspector Gadget. You are the magician. You are the one cooking in the kitchen. You are the chef that can take ingredients, even something like nightshade. I'm not saying it's the truth. I'm just symbolically speaking. Is that you can turn this into a meal. You could have a moon substance essence with this water, because it's all very water-esque. I can't even tell you what happens when you like drink this water. Are you like doing something to your water? Are you speaking to your water even before you water your plants, your body, whatever something is organic? I also feel like I've cried. Also something about knowing when somebody else is giving you crocodile tears. The jazz band, little violin. Rah, rah, rah. Oh my. Leos, you got here 6 of Cups, if any of the artistry is standing out. See, I feel like when I went through this like portal, like your size and now you can see something that was once so big, or their presence was so big. It's like meeting the CEO or whatever the case is, and their position, their power position is so big. And now you are that big. Or whatever you've discovered, or some sort of mystery about this person, place, or thing, you've realized. And it's not about taking anyone down a notch. So I think that might be how you have felt it from other people, because they work in that frequency of, oh, in order for me to rise, I take down others. And, you know, inherently it appears. You're doing this very much so from this prophetic space. And I don't know what else to call it. Because you also have here 7 of Pentacles and Death. It's so wild. Like this perspective that you now have is like being the man on the moon. And everything else looks so small. That's not to diminish it. There's something about this mystery of it and realizing, oh, I have everything I can to work with this. I can transmute this. You can be the grandpa monster in the basement, cooking up potions, the chef in the kitchen, whatever it is that's needed to be done. If people are trying to throw shade at you because they're low vibe, you are like master chef. So you're going to be able to grow. And they're not going to know how you did it. And I think you've let go of learning why. The why someone would do that, maybe. I want to note that in this Death card, Leos, I very much so like want to throw it in here. Like I want to implant her or them in there. You've gone deep within, not just surface stuff. Even your higher self is looking at your human experience and you're like, yeah, this is good. I have so much to work with here. You know what you're making. You also have a treasure chest. And I think this is why people are attracted to you, but you also give off like this mystery moonstone vibe. I don't know what it is, but it's amazing. It feels so good. I also have here Bloom. You are making changes to something. I feel like I'm being a lot kinder to myself. I apply kindness to others. I think you also lift people's spirits just by being around them. Puff the Magic Dragon's coming back in. Put Puff the Magic Dragon with a big old beaver tail. You are not afraid to do the work. Death is beautiful as it brings in space for blooms. It's like aerating. Wood in the wood stove, adding air. Yeah. Okay. Before we get ready to close out here, Leo, you have Elixir of Life and Rose Garden. There's something about your scent, like your soul signature. I got to acknowledge that while you've been through something, you've been through something. You're learning, or you know how to transmute it. Sticks and stones. Thanks. I'll play baseball. Sticks and stones. Thanks. Now I can grind that up and, like one of those pot things. Anyway, I don't know. It's incredible. Leo, I'm probably butchering it because I don't know that I've quite seen it done this way. It's impressive. You're basically Master Chef in whatever channel that is for you. I think Master Chef is a show, but I'm just talking about in general, like a master of your own El Chefery, and it's quite impressive.
She told me.
All right, Leos. Gratitude galore. I hope that did serve, inspire, educate, or entertain. I'm just going to reset these scrolls, and we're going to move on. I scry a sign. Did I not? Look at this wild hair. Let's see who's next.
Not.
Thank you, Scully. Ophiuchus. Come on in. Come on in. You know the drill. If you see, sense, or feel anything, feel well to comment below. Drop an emoji. Whatever feels good to you.
Aries. Shaman.
Oh, wow. Okay. There's a hound dog. I'm seeing the dog from the show King of the Hill. I think her name is Lady. But there's a specific kind of dog or breed that she is. Maybe a lab or something along that lines. Either a loyal ear. Opies. And don't think I don't know. We built a relationship over the time when I was doing the signs more specifically. You guys got the ear like a loyal spirit. Yeah. It's like you have an earpiece in for like the missions. People might wonder how you know things. It's this earpiece.
Cheating.
Yeah, maybe you know when people are cheating because I just saw that nose here. I'm also seeing Gargamel from the Smurfs. There's also an alien down here. And I'm hearing it talk like, I am from Mars. I am from ma. So you might also be hearing spirits of sorts. Let's add on, a stone, crystal. You have sunstone abundance. Your flower is bat orchid. And your food is time. Courage. Well, that makes a lot of sense because I was seeing a bat there. I just wasn't sure that's what I was seeing because it feels like a monster bat. Like it just looks a lot bigger than a regular bat. Like, I don't want to be creepy about it, but Mothman kind of comes through. But like, imagine taking a bat and then putting it in a gigantic size and scope. I wouldn't want to call it a dragon because it didn't feel right. Hi, Karen. Something's happening in the sleep state, an abundance of it. You have here sunstone, if that means anything to you, of course, follow that. Bat orchid at night. And then you have here time. Oh, I see that. There's a person in there. They're doing something with, like conjuring. Not necessarily in a bad way. It's like creating, playing with a different element. It's like an old way of doing something I just heard. An old way of doing something. Sometimes the old way of doing something is not noticed as much, so you can move around Opies in whatever context that you're working in, personal, professional, corporate, creative, the romantic, platonics, because people don't, it's like dating the old-fashioned way, or, okay, old-fashioned way doesn't necessarily mean outdated, and outdated,
Today.
you know, blah, blah, blah. There's something when I'm sleeping, like ninjas are there. I feel like I'm playing a video game, but I'm at an old arcade game. You're working through stuff. It's like, you know, when work keeps you up at night and you're thinking about the plans, the meetings, or the whatever it is that you might do, designing something, and it's happening also in your sleep, also like at nighttime. It feels like a video game. I'm also seeing the Karate Kid. And there's a master here. What are you going to do with your abundance? There's a dragonfly as well stepping forward. It's a big old dragonfly, which is funny because I thought I saw before a dragon through the bat, but I didn't want to call it a dragon because I knew it didn't fit. And now I'm seeing a dragonfly. Something about a Doberman Pinscher. I think this is this master. Can you hear me? Witch. See, and there's that shell. It's like being able to hear things. When you just said witch, Ghost Tube, I saw the scene from the movie Practical Magic. Witch. Practical Magic, anyway. Lorelai. You have lots of fun TV shows coming through. What's that other show with Lorelai? The mother and daughter. Lorelai and Rory is the daughter. Something along that, whatever that show is. Gilmore Girls, for heavens and hot dogs. Gilmore Girls, Practical Magic. Like, merge those shows together. I'm in a dream catcher.
I want to come.
There's an inflatable dinosaur costume kicking around here. A sense of inflated egos or auras. You're very aware of it. Very, very aware of it. There's so much going on here. This time thing is so fun to get into because it moves really, really fast. There's also a bridge right here. There's two energies that kind of look like, doesn't matter what they look like. They're conversing. You might even be conversing with those energies, elements, other planets, dream catchers, astral travels. It feels like a whole arcade game going on. Again, with that Karate Kid and this master here, whatever you're trying to bring the bridge to. It's actually working. I want to note this. I don't know if you already know this, but it is working. The bridges are starting to grow together. Yep, there it is. Those are all those vines growing together. It's going to bring these two together right in there. Time after time.
Pet.
Do you want me to pet you? There's also a genie's lamp in here. The gardener. I don't think I've ever seen this card before. You know, like people... to the moon and back is on the bottom, and then you have sunstone here, so that's really, really nice. Like 4-H clubs. You might also do something with sign language. I don't know sign language. I'm not trying to be ignorant or rude. There was obvious hand movements coming through that aren't natural to me. And you can show off how you can, how you can grow things. To grow things for the community.
Finish.
Opies, is there something that you're doing, maybe even at nighttime? Oh, there's a gentleman here with a mustache. He's kind of like surprised, like, this is what you do, or, oh my goodness. Like, it's a good surprise. I feel like you should be very, very proud of what you've grown and what work you're doing. And I know you guys are like that secret thing, you know, you got the little earpiece in and you can hear the sun, you can hear the moon, the activity, astral activity, even time traveling is going on here. But please take time to listen and grow your own garden while here. It's very, very important to nurture actually the work that you do in other realms. I don't know how else to say that, because basically you like go to the moon and back like an astronaut. You might be gone for weeks, months, and come back. It's very important that when you come back from, you know, maybe you travel, you're a traveling salesman, or you travel for work, whatever the case is, or your astral travels, that when you come back, that you ground and grow and still nurture that. Because whatever it is, like somebody can grow one tomato, but your tomato can grow really, really big. Or it has like certain flavor or something along that lines. It's impressive, Ophiuchus. It's impressive. All right. Okay. Thank you. Ophiuchus. I hope this did serve, inspire, educate, or entertain. I will see you next month for all signs in between. I hope that you feel well to contribute and become an influencer for adventures. Hitting up iScry.ca. You can submit a muse or wander down to influencer. Show all that kind of good stuff. Everything's there if you're willing to wander just a little bit. I'm not asking you to go to the moon and back. Just a little bit. Okay. See you later, Opie. On to the next. Let's see who's up. From Scully. Cancer. Let's go. You know the drill. If you see, sense, or feel anything, please feel well to comment below. Or keep to oneself. Any interactions with the channel is appreciated. All right. Cancers. Gonna grab you a crystal scroll as well. And a flower scroll and a food scroll. Selenite cleansing, jungle overgrown, and potato grounding. I'm seeing too much here. All right. Cancers. There's a panda bear, a penguin, and a robot. Panda bear, penguin, and a robot. There are old eyes. It's coming in through the selenite screen. Selenite screen, maybe of your dreams. These old eyes could be ancestor eyes, is what it feels like, or something along that lines. I just heard the song from Dirty Dancing, Hungry Eyes. Even with this jungle, it brings me into the Amazon, or pick any sort of favorite jungle if that symbol means anything to you. Again, it's old. It's overgrown, not because it hasn't been taken care of. It's been free to roam, free to grow. It feels lavish and luxurious. And there's an ecosystem, Cancers, in your energy. Pandas, penguins, and robots for all different kinds of energies. Maybe there is something hiding that you're also thinking about. I'm grabbing something for a nest. I pick it up off the ground. Okay, so this penguin has turned into a bird. The panda's turned into a sloth. And now I have night vision. What was the panda penguin robot is now a sloth, a bird, and night vision goggles. Every time I see this potato scroll, two things stand out immediately. One is Raggedy Ann or Raggedy Andy, and two is the scarecrow from The Wizard of Oz. And this jungle kind of is hiding an emerald city, but it's a selenite city. No, it's not The Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy. What is that? It is a book. Oh, for heavens and hot dogs. It's a spiritual book. I can see the cover. I can't remember what it's called. But it's like one person on a journey. the Celestine prophecy. Celestine prophecy. Everything's being built up. Built up. And now I'm into the from the ground to the root up to as high as selenite, even beyond the crown. Some sort of purity is coming through, but I admit it feels like emotional purity. It might be in reference to a person, place, or thing, Cancers, because I'm seeing 3 here, and there's a person behind bars, and then this grate, the selenite grate. It might be a smoke screen that you have over someone or something, the way you see them, and or yourself potentially. Yeah, up. Something about higher and higher. Cancers. The observer. This is like that camera of the night vision, paying attention in the jungle, like watching species in their own element, in this environment that I think is the ecosystem of your energy. And maybe stepping outside of that every so often to observe how you observe, Like a bird. And we've had that bird, the penguin to the bird. There's also something about messages coming through from the realm of the selenite city that you have access to, and it helps your seeds of, okay, hold on. Seeds, yes. That which is under the ground and currently hidden. Yep, I got you. There's a clue with this bird because they're picking up pieces. Like sticks and stones, they're picking up pieces for their nest. So there's value in something, in letting like the top of a... Oh, I guess it's kind of like potatoes. When the leaves start to brown and wither, then you know that they're ready. Type thing. Under my umbrella. Somebody had this. Not this card, this concept. Oh, okay, you want to go over there. It might have been gem or pies. I'm not really sure. But this is like that big ancestor feel. Like imagine a really large bird in this jungle, in this Amazon, because it's just been allowed to flourish. And then like that bird of getting messages from the selenite city of sorts. And there's a bit of filter through it. There's a filter and there's all the spirit coming through. And it's helping that root space and your sacral, of course. I'm pretty sure it's the celestial or Celestine prophecy. Courage. The lion there. Are these upside down? And it's bringing me into the Wizard of Oz. It was the scarecrow, the brain. The lion, bravery. Healing journey. And imagine if that tree was in your jungle, whatever this jungle is. Okay. And then there's more underneath, like the potato. There's more underneath. There's a whole world underneath. There's also a power paradigm happening. It might be in relation to healing, a concept in this observer of how I'm looking at a person, place, or thing, a job, love, marriage, money, whatever the case is, and getting to the root of it. With growth of energy here as well, because there's more seeds to be sown. And then it comes above ground. The benefits above ground. The benefits of almost like seeing to believe type thing. There is a seeing into believing here. I feel as though also sparrows are stepping forward, and somebody with a pipe. Like this, that smokes a pipe or had a certain smell that we would associate with smoke, is stepping forward from the spirit realm. Yeah, I'm really loving that feeling.
I'm coming.
Okay. There's also something about, there's a smear on lips. Like there's a smear. And I don't know if there's been a smear campaign or gossip, whatever the thing is, if it's something you've been doing, Cancers, or Cancers have been receiving it from the collective, or it's something that you're noticing in the collective energy. Smear campaigns versus supportive campaigns. But that's being cleared up and clean up. And one last thing, Cancers, before I move on, and hopefully you can watch your other placements, is breathe right strips. From like, maybe snoring or something along that lines, putting those breathe right strips on. Could also be somebody in the spirit realm that needed them, or use them and it triggers something inside of you. Like even with that, like that smear and snoring, like it's really about clearing, and with that selenite, cleaning something up. Ugh, speaking of, and now my nose is all itchy. Whew. All right, Cancers, thank you so much. I hope this did serve, inspire, educate, or entertain, and I'll see you again soon. Next up, we have Cetus. When you're ready, let's dive in. Let's dive in.
Neil.
You know the drill, Cetus. If you see, sense, or feel anything, please feel well to comment below, as your insights do expand the iScry experience. Or you can just drop an emoji, whatever feels good. No, I want that one right there. I can see it. All right. Your crystal is fluorite. Energy fields, your flower is lily rebirth, and your food is dairy congestion. Which is funny because I just came from Cancer, and it was like right at the end, right at the threshold of coming on over here was a breathe right strip, a smear of the like lipstick or mouth, and breathe right with selenite cleansing. So maybe you want to look at that as well. I do want to turn this. Thank you. Okay, Cetus. Mammoth. Mammoth tusks, like big teeth. Mammoth, yeah, big teeth. It's almost like, when you see a dog and they're like, what is that saying? The bark is bigger than their bite. This feels like a chomp. A chomp. Pilot. Are you a pilot? Where are we swimming to? Something about... Okay. I feel like I'm looking down at something. Like I'm up here and I'm looking down. I'm like a cross reference. Like if I was looking into a clown's mind. Could be a lot of sense of humor coming through. Maybe to help get you through some sort of congestion that is being cleared up. There are mallets or old school axes. It's like, when some people have bags under their eyes, I feel like I have axes under my eyes. This lily of death and rebirth, something is in the making. Like I feel like with here, I'm looking like this brain cutout, and this dives in more. Like if I could zoom in a microscopic, this would come into view. Okay, there's a fairy or a fae, a gnome, pick an elemental, or like one of those mythic creatures. There's a mythic quest going on here, which is a show, I believe, about video games. But this feels like a mythic quest. There's a gentleman energy. He's older. He has like puffy a shirt on, and he's pointing. He's telling me to pay attention to something. Pay attention. Pay attention. Like, look where you're going. Look where you're going. Okay, so the way I'm seeing these parts here, if this was like the top of my head, like a mammoth head, like a woolly mammoth, and it's like these things open up, it does kind of still have that circus kind of clown feel. So there maybe, I don't know, it is what it is. And then these open up it's like pulling a rabbit out of a hat, and then boop, these things come out, and then it happens again, and these things come out, and then it happens again, and that comes out. Like there's all of this, I feel like I can hear it, like, shh, but it's all up in the crown of the head. And then right here is here. Okay, it's the flower. Yep. Blue doves. Blue doves. Winnie the Pooh and a butterfly. There's something about maybe it's bowling and or golf, where you like can wash the golf balls or wash the bowling balls. We have here White Rose of Hope with Miss Sunshine. All of this coloring of this White Rose of Hope for me is like in this fluorite. Maybe that crystal is supporting you. There's something, and there is so much spirit in there. It's like cutting open a crystal and seeing everything come to life. Cutting open the brain of maybe even the clown being representative of the human. Like it's so comical to be human. Something along that lines. And then it's like seeing something come out of the top, right? When we were talking about down here. I'm hearing ta-da. Ta-da. Maybe dairy is important to you. Yeah, getting dairy, removing dairy, the plus and the minus. There is a seal in there, if a seal symbol means anything to you. And there's also a character that has like a little scrying monocle and just kind of like pointing up. This is a masculine energy. It's a feminine energy up here. I'm like, oh, darling. My dear friend.
Library.
Oh, I love that. Okay, give me one moment. So big teeth and tusks, and now we have antlers coming in. And these antlers, something about someone's house is coming through. Somebody might be moving more towards the sun or on the sunny side of the street. Moving south, something about weather. You might live in like a dairy capital or a place where dairy is like a big deal. Or dairy farmer. I have here flower spirit. Behind that is rose garden and house of flowers. There's that house. There could be a move. Something about what you dreamt about when you were younger, and there's kind of like that fairy or that fae feel. Or, oh, I'm already too liminal. I don't know. Maybe if that was Cancer beforehand. I apologize, Cetus. I'm also in the Seven Dwarves, getting to work. This feels definitely like Snow White. I saw it with the axe, the Seven Dwarves earlier. In that rose garden.
Stay.
I want life to feel beautiful, like all of these colorings, like in the contrast, in the comedy of being a consciousness manifested in the material realm. There's so much growth to be had here, but there's also a temperament, a temperament, and something about the temperature. And knowing there's conditions we can control, choices we like, where you live seems to be a big thing. Even in the concept of Middle Earth is coming through, while it might feel like between a rock and a hard place, or okay, so there's 3 floors to this house. Maybe you're working on the mansion of your mind as well. And I've brought it up before. I can never seem to quite remember it. Like what your public life is, the main floor that, people are welcome to see about you, hear about you. And then maybe the top floor, which might be bedrooms and stuff, which is like your private life. But then in the basement or the attic is kind of like your super private life. I know it's three different terms, but it's something along that lines. There's also something about a maturity that's happening here, and an emotional maturity that seems to have, if you've gone through something that seems to have stunted or congested your creation, what it is that you want, like desire, all that kind of stuff, it does feel like it's like you're bursting at the seams with excitement as it clears up and the benefits are felt. What you share publicly, privately, or super privately, that's up to you guys, Cetus. And knowing something about the company you keep. Absolutely. All right. I hope that did serve, inspire, educate, or entertain. I'm so grateful. I'll see you next month for all signs. Until then, we'll have lots of adventures. You can visit iScry.ca to submit a muse if you would like to be in the book. Or if you want to request a personal, head to services, all that kind of good stuff. All right, Cetus. See ya. Carrying on. Who's up next?
This is my place.
Awesome. Virgo. Ooh. Let's go. Oh, I feel like everything just shifted down on me when I was doing that. Virgo, you know the drill. If you see, sense, feel anything, feel well to comment below or keep to oneself. Any interactions with the channel is appreciated. Okay. Oh, you're getting in the bottom. Okay. So your crystal is ruby. Your plant is weeds and work. And your food is mint in transformation. Let's go.
I can't speak.
You don't have to speak. It's okay, even though I see a microphone here. But it looks like you might be holding back a little bit. Oh, there's a pilot. Somebody, I can't remember whose reading it was. It was only like maybe 2 ago. Maybe Cancer's, a pilot came through. But I am seeing a pilot thing here. And it's like if you're on the phone and then you would put the microphone down, you're like, hey, how you doing? Or, I don't know, helicopter or something along that lines. There is a communication. There's also a breathing apparatus. What am I breathing life into in regards to my passions? Maybe there's also something you wish to, a problem or a passion, because I heard the song, How Do You Solve a Problem Like Maria? That's not the tune of it at all, but that's the way I heard it. Ruby shoes as well. There's no place like home. You might have had someone or some things, past jobs, people, places, or things. That was your home. People that help you or helped you feel at home, no matter. It was like wherever they were was home. So it could be parents, it could be siblings, it could be partners. If you're a widow, condolences in any case of people, transcending, transforming. But it seems like wherever they were was home, and they want you to fulfill that role for yourself, because they're still very much so with you, of course, in this bloodline of sorts. So it does feel like a relative, and there's something you may share along the lines of what it's like your relatives are your passion, or there's something that you might share amongst your relatives that is very passionate. There's something about getting to work, Virgos. Get to work. There's an energy stepping forward that's quite like knows, like Santa. He knows when you're sleeping and he knows when you're awake. He knows if you've been better good.
Virgo.
Yes, Virgo. So be good for goodness sakes. Be good to yourself. Good work for yourself. I see power in the reflection of sunglasses up here in the work that you're going to do. You might be waiting for like lightning to strike or some sort of passion to be ignited. That's one way, but there's a lot of waiting. Some sort of action is required. I'm seeing a face of...
Satanic.
No, don't be ridiculous. You're so dramatic. I feel like I'm reading a book from when I was a kid, and I can hear the story of like I don't know if I'm whining or weeping. I kind of like have a flag of surrender. This might be in regards to some sort of relationship or personal passion, if I may, like romantic passions. Could have maybe even just be your passion for a job or something like that, and trying to reignite it. They might be coming at it from a different perspective. There are dolphins in there that are playing with the ball. And I feel like there's something I'm not seeing. I've got a blindfold on. But I've got the blindfold on for a reason. Like, at least I can say I can't see it because I got the blindfold on. The other work that I'm getting at to, you're getting to the specifics of things. What was Santa is now you, or at least the energy I'm stepping into. And I am like investigator extraordinaire within myself first. I could look outside at people, places, or things, what I'm putting up with, what I'm not putting up with, tolerances, this, all the things, right? But this is like within myself, because there's some sort of transformation, Virgos, that I want to go to. I want to go through. That's how I feel. I want to go through them. But a cleansing is required. And with mint, you can wander to spearmint or peppermint, and there's many other kinds of mint. But with spearmint, that is for me what's coming through, because spearmint's very sharp. Even as a plant, it's sharp. And it is like an arrow, and it can cut through and cleanse with that arrow-like ability, where peppermint is kind of more of a waft, right? So there's a balance in the way they, even in the way they taste or their flavor. Spearmint, green, peppermint usually depicted as blue or white. And then we have that peppermint. So it's like peppermint and spearmint are working together here, and there's a being in the center. And I feel like there's that transformation is happening. The work is working. Stay in the state of passion about it, the reasoning, at least how I feel, the reasoning of why I'm doing it. And it's not, it's for you, because you are home. You are home. Maybe even something about your home as well, or making your home work for you, or changing where you live, whatever the case is. And not that home is necessarily has to be associated with a physical structure, because there definitely feels like a heart home thing that's also been going on. Evolve, it's okay to grow. And it kind of has that feeling in there of like that whiny or the wah. I'm not trying to be nasty. It's just the way I'm working through it. But it's like I've got freckles here. So I'm not really sure if I'm in like Peanuts or Charlie Brown. There might even just, again, that grief that's coming through. And there's all these people, places, or things through the mirror that they have already transformed, or these opportunities have transformed. And I feel like I'm just kind of sitting there being grasped at by things I don't want to speak to or communicate with, but they are either a part of me. But I'm seeing it through the window. Open a window, some sort of fresh air as well. And that teddy bear in there is really making me feel like there's an innocence to it. Do you know what it makes me feel like? I feel haunted. This could be very much so of the heart or of the home. But this is the work that I'm doing or have been doing in my emotions, which exists through my earthly experience, this transformation. And then I have here rescue, help another to help yourself. And I really want to put that in with Ruby, because this cape blanket is yours. Again, there's something in your bloodline. There's somebody helping you rescue yourself, but they do send you things to ignite that passion. So they're helping you to help them, like, is it Jerry Maguire? Help me, help you, help me, help you. And you're being asked to do the same thing. Like, if you're not sure what your passion is, go help out another. Like, maybe that's by, and I don't mean like in the savior complex or martyrdom, like go help another, go take their class, go to the library and read a book. Like, you're helping another person fulfill their business. So you're like, you know what, I'm going to go sign up for this, or I'm going to go to this reading, or I'm going to go to local shopping, or I'm going to buy this kind of jam instead of that kind of jam. Because, you know, it's made by somebody you know, or whatever the case is. Like, that's also a way to help another. But please know there is somebody in spirit that is helping you. They have long hair. This card is not even supposed to be in there. So there's that. But time, creating a positive future. This is your transformation. Time after time. Don't drive yourself crazy, please. I'm seeing a desk in the head. I'm up here. How do I say? There are people at this desk. There's a marriage or a pairing or a partnership. It's like the masculine and feminine versions of my shadow or of my own energies. But as a Virgo guest, I'm stepping in. So thank you. This could be externalized as well into a partner, a passionate romance, a passionate career. I want to feel passion. Peel that back. So these people at the desk are like, they've been cooped up like a jury and they need fresh air. Open the mind, fresh air, open the mind. And then we have here pure, honor your temple. And this is right in with that work in the mint. You are very much so transforming. It's really a healing thing. I'm seeing a specific kind of green shoe. Why am I so coughy? Like my dry, I want to cough. Interesting. Can we get one more? Sonnet, express your creative heart. Yeah, you guys have been through something. It's like moving through that. Moving through the grief is work. Moving through resentments, disappointments, the shadowy way that we kind of speak to it right now, but that there's so much power held in that. Both of these cards, the person is like down and curled up. And it's like it's time. Jump into the pool, have the bath, have the shower, clean the stank off. There it is. And there it's nice and soothing with the mountain. You are supported. Go to the lake. Again, you are helping another by going and renting their cabin if it's like an Airbnb thing or whatever the case is. Do you know what I'm saying? Anyway, some sort of retreat or time alone even. Connect with your candle, El Hermeto. Virgos. Connect to your candle, to your light. It wants to be, you can take it in the water. Everything will be okay. And every so often it's like taking that bath, right? Sitting in the bath or something, and then you have to dunk. And in that moment when you dunk underwater and everything is so immersed and so clean, so fresh and so clean. The Virgos needed, wanted, desired. Because whatever it is, it's like a whole cleansing palette. But you got to decide what will inspire the next part, the next year, the next days, weeks, years, whatever the case is. That's all you. And if you don't know, like I said, then go out and wander. Go see what the world's up to. All right. Thank you, Virgos. I hope that did serve, inspire, educate, or entertain. I'm so grateful for your presence. All the links are below to help a gal grow. If you'd like to donate, go to the shop. If you're interested in scroll sets, become an influencer, all that kind of good stuff. All right. I love you. I will see you later. On to the next one. We'll just take you. Stood out, sorry. We have your Capricorn. Let's go. I just heard like almost like yabba dabba doo, but kappa kappa doo. And I think it's in, at least the way it's depicted in movie shows, TVs, like sororities, I think. The Alpha and the Omega, maybe even the show OA. How you doing? All right. Caps, you know the drill. If you see, sense, or feel anything, please feel well to comment below, as your reflections do add to and expand the iScry experience. We'll get your crystal. These scrolls are available. The sets are one of one. They are smaller. Your flower is violet, humility, and your food is bay, wisdom. You got the ways of the wisdom. Oh. Did I write down there? Royalty psychic. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Double pointed, double ended crystal Capricorn. Your energy is basically double pointed. Points in both directions of whatever it is that you wish, want, and desire. The positive and the negative effects of completing the cycle and the circuit.
What brought you here?
So use it wisely, because the fullness of your desires, manifestations, wishes, wants will come full circle. So looking at the whole picture or the whole concept of such. You got some sort of royal with lapis lazuli here. I'm kneeling. Okay, there's something I just got to note here, because I'm seeing it here, here, and here. Not so much in the violet. This shape here. It's all these points, but it feels like it's coming from like here. I'm also fixing or tilting a lampshade. I know for me, like when spirits are around my house a lot, or, they're just trying to get my attention, they tilt all my pictures. It drives me crazy. Actually, it doesn't. It drives my husband crazy because he's the engineering mind. And he has meticulously measured things to be even Steven. They will always be tilted. Anyway, but something about like lampshades specifically. And the blessing of a lampshade. So it's like not using the big light, or having a lamp without a light shade, and how that lampshade can create an ambiance. Cappy's got an ambiance. Then you've got like heart, third eye for me, and crown. Like you're in the up chakras. Okay, so there's pants, a shirt, and a head leaning down. I feel like there's a time and place that you might have felt like you're beating your head against something. The brick wall, per se. I'm also seeing a handshake here. It's a very fun handshake. Holler if you're part of the secret society or secretaire society. Because it feels like there's like a secret handshake going on. Which also could just be part of the Cappy can-dos, the sorority, alpha omega kind of feel. Coming back into this meditative state, I'm on my knees. This is very humbling towards some sort of energy that I wish to work with. Something about Moby Dick. Steering, I feel like I am sailing on a very small raft. Something about scissors is coming through. I cut myself loose from something, even though the risk was I'm on this small raft. But I chose to cut myself loose from it. I've met some crazy characters along the way. What's this? I'm seeing a fuzzy caterpillar.
Hammer.
It's one of those, like, they're black and like orange. So those colors might mean something to you. Okay. So it's like with the secret handshake, this is suddenly feels outside me, like there's a boundary here. There might be other, how do I say? There might be other folks, people, places, or things that would like to join in your reindeer games, that would like to join your sorority, that would like to be a part of the secret handshake or whatever. That's just how I use it. But, maybe your inner circle, they want to get closer to you.
Monster.
Yeah, there's a little bit of hesitancy there. There's no judgment, au contraire, as one might think that there is. It's in the journey again on being on this small raft and willing to cut myself and risk being on this raft, sailing whatever waters. And I feel like whoever this outside energy is, I don't know if it's the collective, it's a different part of me, or it's like way out there in the aura of my sea. And even look at the background, it's like all blue and green. It's like the sea of my aura. And I feel like it's something that I've been through. as in the Capricorn. Well, I am a Cappy, but you know, and whoever these other energies are, they're just like, ugh, like, why don't you just let me in? It's not a big deal. And they're trying to make it appear egotistical, or they're trying to rationalize it. But really, it's because I feel like whatever energy I'm in, Capricorns, I've been through some stuff. So don't take it personally that it takes time, is how it's coming through. Don't take it personally that it takes time.
Sorry.
It's not a test. It's not a perseverance pressure tank. It's literally just the time. The timeline that it takes, because this Capricorn that maybe you're trying to interact with, or vice versa, if there's an external energy trying to connect with you, they've been through some stuff, and it has humbled them greatly. It feels humbling to me. So don't be angry that you're not allowed to like come into the sorority yet, or whatever. I don't know, whatever the symbolism is. Because there is this strong presence of like a pirate. I'm going to say and there is I don't know if it's a squirrel. I think it might be a squirrel. Yeah. Okay. So this like big old pirate, I think it has something to do with what maybe I've been through in the Capricorn vibe. I feel like a lot of compassion is being asked of here. Understanding of compassion. If you don't understand me or you or them, whatever the case is,
Why?
can you hold compassion? Also, with this royal psychicness, there is something about the third eye that wants to take off and take flight, but it's connected to the emotional state. So it could be like, maybe you're honing in on your empath skills. That's not necessarily a trauma response. Like, it's being cultivated as a skill set. Okay. So I don't know in what regards past life, this lifetime, or maybe it's an opinion or something, or what Cappies feel they have gone through, or whoever this is for. The reason why it might seem guarded, if you're trying to get closer and you're not sure why, they've been beheaded before, like off with their heads. That's what this is feeling like. And it's like somehow one has survived that, even that concept. Symbolically speaking, of course, you say the wrong thing, off with their head, or whatever the case is, and it's like, it's exhausting. I'm back over here. There's a wisdom that is at work, Capricorns. Whatever it is that you were working towards as well.
Spirits are here.
Yes, I love it. I'm going to start creeping out on the edge of the leaf soon as well. Karmic justice with the scarab. Capricorn's getting some karmic justice. This pirate now has bells on his feet, so he can be heard from miles away. And as well, there's one of those ankle bracelets. Like, there's a monitor, or maybe you just have really good. Whatever the case is, really good spiritual security because of your psychic nature that moves into your crown and your heart space. Like, it comes from the heart. It radiates from the heart, from your blah, 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 blah. I don't need to tell you. You know it. Success in whatever it is that you're putting your mind and heart behind. Your multidimensional mind as well. But again, with a reminder of that double-ended crystal. Positive and negative, the plus and the minus complete the circuit. Something about camouflage as well. Oh my goodness, as I said that, concealment. I don't know if you camouflage or notice when others are camouflage. Finding love, romance. A romance. Humble, Capricorns. Humble. All right, let's add on a few more cards and then we'll get ready to go. I hope this is working out for you well. Sorry, thank you if you did like, share, and subscribe. What's being concealed? I was down here and there was like under this cover. I feel like I'm with comrades. It's like Capricorns can like find other Capricorns or those along. There's a tell. Anyway. Yeah, I was going to say, like, I feel like we're comrades. Did I say it out loud? Friends forever, grow together individually, even with partnerships. This allows that positive and the negative, the whole circuit of the self to feel fulfilled in the work of what's being done in the earthly realm, in the emotional realm, in the higher realms, and in the very much so organic realm. Not just earthly, like the organicness of being a part of nature and your nature. It doesn't need to be understood. I'm going to take my own advice on that as well, but you don't need to be understood. You might have a friend that you're going to be friends forever. You might also, whatever this karmic justice is, if you're looking for that valid, like huzzah as well for work. Even the things that you are not telling people, places, or things, maybe just your closest confidant or cohort, or maybe you're keeping it between your masculine and feminine energies, your subconscious, your conscious, your yaddas. It's all good. Infinity, preserve your power, because you are reaching up. And there's that tell, like the red balloon, right? It means something. Of course, but a red balloon can mean a lot of things, symbolically speaking. There's also no pressure to get everything done in this timeline. Or even decade, I heard. Like if somebody, like if you're in your, from your 20s to your 30s. In your 20s, you do this. In your 30s, I'd like to have this accomplished. And while that might be a great way of doing things, also, you don't need to do everything all at once. Allow certain years, months, decades have their focus, because they will radiate and move out to the all of you, to the infinite choice. Yeah, don't worry about picking everything up all at the same time. Your decision will be correct if you're wondering, like, well, which way do I go? Should I focus on this first? Should I focus on that first? A little bit at a time. All of these leaves are like falling from here. Some of you might be thinking about getting a lip ring or some form of jewelry. Again, it's like a tell. Some form of a tell. Maybe it will mean something to you, like that red balloon. It will indicate it's like a PowerPoint, maybe even PowerPoint presentation, something along that lines. Capricorns, I hope that did serve, inspire, educate, or entertain. Please do check out your other placements if you'd like. I will see you next month for our monthly all signs, as we are going to start doing them once a month. And as well, if you want to check out iScry.ca to check out the shop services, personals, all that kind of good stuff, donations. Thank you. All right, on to the next one. Just a few left. 3 down to 2. Who are you? Sagittarius. Let's do it. You know the drill. If you see, sense, or feel anything, please feel well to comment below or keep to oneself. Grab you a crystal scroll here. Oh, okay. Oh, jungle. Who else had that? Maybe Cancer. We'll get you a flower one. And then as well, thank you, rosemary. Memory. Get you a plant herb. Sorry, food. Herb. Let's go. Sages. Smoky quartz of organization. Jungle of wild nature. Rosemary of memory. Sages of fire. I think I'm seeing a geisha. A geisha? A geisha? There's a dance happening. I think it's like an geisha. Is it a geishic dance or it's a dance by a geisha? I don't know. There's a very specific kind of movement that's happening here. It's tantalizing is exactly the word I heard. It relaxes me, or this energy is relaxing me. It's a very organized kind of dance. I am spraying water on leaves of plants. Maybe I'm like dusting the leaves of plants, or that's how you water them. I'm at a bird store all of a sudden. I'm seeing a horse head. Oh, and what kind of dog is that? I think it's a border collie.
You are funny.
Thank you. I do think I'm funny. What's going on over here? I feel like I'm trying to draw memories from other past lives, maybe doing past life work, or what we refer to as past life work, or you're connecting with a parallel personality that is currently in existence, Sages, and you're sharing information between the two of you. Something about seagulls as well. A flock of seagulls and birds. Something in my eye, sorry. Do you guys have a... Okay, there's something in my eye driving me crazy. Do you guys have a memory of like back in the wild times or the wild days or something like that? I feel like there's also a teacher that I'm remembering from maybe school or high school or college that really stood out to me. I think they've passed on. They don't feel earthly anymore. They might have been, or you have a guide or a spirit, somebody in spirit that worked through a specific earth embodiment. Could have been a teacher, a friend, and they would send messages through to you through them. Because I kind of feel like I'm in like this, what I think people say when they refer to as millennial time. I don't really know. But that's what's coming through, where maybe in your wild nature, or at least I can say from being, I'm a 70s baby, but really the 90s is that time for me, right? So whatever that time is for you, and it's like, oh, we used to have bush parties, and we wouldn't call our parents. There was no evidence to now you're making sourdough bread and plant shopping. I think that's like the popular thing nowadays, right? So that's what it's like. It's like going from not one extreme to another. It feels like growth. It feels like I have organized my wild nature, and I can remember it very, very fondly. But I can, it's like putting on these glasses of sorts, or like these memory visor type things that allow me to like still kind of connect into them and know that wild just looks a little different now. It might be a little bit more pruned, cleaned up, tidied, whatever the case may be. Sages, I love it. It's so fun.
Damage.
It's so fun. Yeah, maybe it's any sort of, damage that happens from there's no evidence. It depends how old you are. I don't know, or how maybe you've grown
Disgusting.
up. Disgusting. Yeah, well, All right. I'm also heading into a space right now, Sages. I want to say it's like the unknown. But I'm aware. So it might be unknown, but I'm aware. This teacher guide thing is coming through again. This smoky quartz of a spirit. You also might be part of an organization and a boss. Moving up the ladder, if that's something that you want. You might be responsible for a lot of people, places, or things within your organization. There's also something about your family. You might have children or responsible for things that are at an age where they're in their younger wild nature. And it's like you got to try and keep everything quasi on leashes so that it just doesn't, go a little cray-cray. I do feel like you're doing a very good job. Also something about a courtyard. A courtyard. And I feel like when I'm in that courtyard, I was seeing the horse heads again. So maybe there's like moving chess pieces. Ace of Wands is coming through as well. Oh, I love that. Okay, so I saw it earlier, or I heard it earlier. I didn't see it. I was looking through a photo album. I feel like even Sages, maybe at some point in time you've seen a picture of someone or something and you just like, you know, you have a connection to them, or like you're like, that was me. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know, there's something weird about it, but it feels very, very strong. I feel very strong about it. I'm just going to give this a quick flip.
Poke.
And then we have here the High Priestess. See, I'm telling you, there is something in like the oracleness, Sages, whatever this unknown is, but you're aware of it. It's calling to you like drums, like you can hear the heartbeat of it. Whoever this being is to, I could land into that rabbit hole, wants to come in like job, right in the mundane, your boss, this, that, or the other. You might even be reorganizing, like, or restructuring. It could be a closet, maybe it's a pantry, but it could also be your business, the way you're doing things. It's smart, it's intelligent to do. People will remember other ways that you've done things or going about things, but they also will appreciate your. It may be annoying for some because change isn't favored for a lot of people. Consistency is great, but wild nature can also encourage and lead by example. The bravery needed or warranted to make change and find out, to prune your plants and find out what works. Aware, but into the unknown. Some sort of a connection to Virgo energy as well. The Magician, okay. This card wanted to come out. Eight of Wands. Very much so, this Eight of Wands is bringing me into the Rosemary memory scroll. You have a lot of memory of a lot of things. Or maybe you feel like you're losing your memory. Like, I don't remember the smell of somebody who has passed. Or I don't remember, I don't have enough photos. Or something along that lines. Those are very much so physical, memory-inducive things. And maybe in that mind, you're, that's where you're like, now I'm going to go and look for photo albums and stuff like that, because it will induce and inspire those scents and the sound of someone's voice, this, that, or the other, as a beautiful way of connecting. And it kind of like Helgon can take you away. I feel lighter. Ten of Swords, yeah. It's kind of like pulling the sticks out of your brain. Because you're responsible for a lot. And every so often I do feel like, Sages, you got to get away. You got to step away from the world. Whatever portion of the world, piece of the pie type thing is kicking around. Again, it's like a leading by example. And there's so much leadership here. But leading by example. You also might be a really good journaler and you're taking notes on things so that when you make a decision, it's not done willy-nilly. It's done by, observing your own understandings and how you lean into them. There's so much going on over here. Sorry, one moment before I take off, Sages. You know when things emit a sound and it can either attract something or repel?
Wand.
Could be something about that. Sages, it's like you have that kind of emitting. There's an emittance. Okay. And as we close out here, it's because your growth of energy. And sometimes that's going to hit people the wrong way. Oh, you're changing, you're growing your organization, you're changing, you're growing your family, or whatever the case is. That's the song I hear. It's my life. It's now or never. I ain't gonna
Punish.
live forever. Yeah, maybe it's whether it's you or them, they could be trying to project a punishment, because they're not willing, or it triggers them for one reason or another. That you're moving beyond the version that they hold of you, and that makes them uncomfortable. But that's a them thing. That's a them thing. All right, sages, I hope that did serve, inspire, educate, or entertain. I will see you next month when we do our All Signs, All Stars. Thank you so much. All the links are below to help Account grow, request a personal and services, donate, go to the shop, all that kind of good stuff at iScry.ca. At least that'll get you anywhere you need to go. You can start there. So much love. Bye. All right. Which one? Eeny, meeny, miny, mo, catch it. Never mind. I don't have the patience for that. It's Taurus. That's why I don't got the patience for that. It's all good. All right, Taurus, you know the drill. If you see, sense, or feel anything, please feel well to comment below. Drop an emoji, whatever feels good. I appreciate you. Oh, okay. Your flower is the weeds. That's come up a few times. Your crystal is obsidian. And your food, bae. This has come up a lot too, bae. The wise. The signs are getting so wise. All right, let's go. I have a handle on something. Check for holes in pockets or purses. I'm hearing that song, There's a Hole in My Bucket. Dear Liza, there's a hole in my bucket. Dear Liza, a hole. Obsidian is coming through with spirit communication. But I feel like this is a kind of like, if I make a cleansing of plugging anything up. Because I'm seeing, first of all, there's like a screw there. So, and a screw can go one way and help something solidify and close something up, but it can also create a hole. So just maybe checking those things out. Could be in your energy. It also could be your shadow seeping
I'm
out.
scared.
Torian, sorry that you're scared. No need to be scared. Check in with your shadow. It seeps out. If you're trying to hold it back because you feel like it's unwanted or whatnot, maybe there's a spell that you're also protecting yourself against that is unwanted. And you might be doing the return to sender thing, or you're going to choose to transmute it. That wisdom or wish is up to you. Okay, I see you over there. I'll be there in a second. Put it in your pipe and smoke it. Oh, I want to turn this way. Okay. I'm seeing the yin yang symbol literally move around. Like it is alive. It is when we see the still image. But it's like not quite even like a lava lamp. Like it's literally alive. And I don't know how else to express this, but this is the way I'm seeing it. Okay, so there's somebody in a hat that kind of feels like they're coming up to me and like, either it's like a please, or writing like a ticket. It's one of the two. It's either like a policeman writing a ticket. I feel like it looks more British or English or out there. Cross the waters. Or somebody's like praying for, I don't know if they want something from you, or they would like for you to show up and just be present, because your presence would indicate something to whether it's the audience or would be very helpful for them. Because, Taurians, you're very, very grounding. So it can be very, very helpful just to have you there in that space. You also might be writing your own ticket, mindful of your speed, of course, with that. Put it in your pipe and smoke it. And then I saw a pedal to the metal. Yeah, I'm driving. See this road here? I'm driving there. Hold on a moment. Taurians, you got something. You got something that's Okay, right in here. Thank you. There's peas. I know it's a bay leaf, but I'm seeing like pea
Can you hear her?
pods. And they're going to roll. It's like I'm waiting for... No, I am calculating. It feels like the New Year's when the ball drops. Not waiting for the other shoe to drop. And maybe that's part of your shadow that seeps out. This feels like the New Year's. It's very calculated. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6. There's a countdown. It's a calculated countdown to something. It's precise. It's absolutely precise. There's something else that I'm seeing here, but I can't seem to wrap my mind around it, or it's not shifting around enough. Or me, I'm not shifting around enough. There are gnomes playing in the garden, so you might have folklore kicking around your area. Folklore, it feels very, very fun, if I may. Something about a wish that you want, a wish that you wanted was kind of buried in weeds, and some sort of clearing happened. It's in my rearview mirror, so it's something I've already done. I've already cleared that garden out, or cleared that pathway in my mind, or whatever the case is. Maybe physically have done something to set the stage. I'm not saying it's in a state of completion, but whatever that stage was, it's behind me. I've already done it, and I feel like now I'm waiting for the spring. Or at least a season that's more indicative of that. Brave, don't self-sabotage.
Priest.
It's like with that whole, your shadow will seep out. Trying to manhandle or control it is not going to work in the way that we want it to. It's like using an umbrella the wrong way. When I hear don't self-sabotage, something about like a strangle. I know that's a weird way to say that, but it's like not strangling something. Pure, honor your temple. In like, if I was holding, like taking the garbage out and there's holes in the garbage bag, and like making a tighter grip to carry things. Okay, but that doesn't, do you know what I'm saying? So maybe just watching your grip or something along that lines. A wish that you wanted is so coming true. You've communicated it. Actually, your shadow was the person who carried it, was like the courier of it. There's also something happening here sideways. These two energies. And I feel like, do I have something? Like no. Okay. It's like I am holding up like this little flower. May I even a bay leaf? And I'm right in here. It's like, oh, take a look at this. And that written on that bay leaf is a wish or a message. Triumphs.
Run away.
Triumphs. You also... Oh, I didn't notice that before. Okay, well, I'm being drawn there. Let's go. See this little tiny story up here? See if I can get the... If you're on the phone, you can zoom in, but... Right there. This is a whole new world over here. It looks like it's so far away. But what was in my rearview mirror, I'm actually getting closer and closer and closer to it. It's like if I made one space of saying like one part of me prefers baths, the other part of me prefers showers. Maybe it's like your shadow prefers showers and your shine, whatever you want to call it, your yin and your yang. One likes to bathe and one likes to really be submersed in things and focused, and the other one likes to just have a shower. For whatever that's if that's valuable. And then I have here dragonfly. There is a deeper meaning. Oh, maybe there's a deeper meaning to that. You might even be working on cleansing some sort of No, it's not a cleansing. Hold on. Okay, so imagine if in the spirit of this wish that I was kind of buried in the weeds at one point in time, and maybe it's just coming back into fruition. Like it's something you forgot about when you're in your teens or your 20s or your 30s or your 429s, whatever the case is.
Who is he?
But you kind of been through some stuff before then, right? You know, or since then. So this, like, remembering, it's like, oh yeah, I want to do this, or I wanted to try this, whatever the case is. And it comes back up. Oh, I see you there. I see you right there. And it's come back up. It's like, hey, do you see me now? So you kind of put out these things of your nectar of sorts, we'll say. But even like in a hummingbird feeder, and that nectar, if there's a hole or a drip, it will attract ants, and then you'll have bees, and then da 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 da. So I feel like I'm a little hesitant, Taurians, if I may, to share, and I don't know what this is about. And maybe it's because it attracted ants before or bees, and it just, you know, kind of went away. But there does feel like that there's with this triumph in here and this connection of like showing it from the simplest space, from like the seedling, and saying, hey, look what I'm growing in my life, or my wish, my want, what I'm going to save up for. And it might take me 5 years. It might take me 2 months. It might take me 10 years. I don't know, but this is what I'm looking at. And it's like, oh my goodness. And now we grow together and we're like, look at this. It's its whole world. It's just this whole little thing, not all encompassing, just when you focus on it and look at it, it grows, and it's so wonderful. I also got to know, you might have an aunt or somebody in spirit that keeps coming through. It is a woman. She feels, okay, yep, that's probably very indicative. See all the points like of the star, and in this bay leaf, like all these points. So a lot of power points. You are blessed, and I feel like she's just sending things. She's in not Mother Hubbard. There wasn't a woman who lived in a shoe. So no, it's not the woman in the shoe. Fairy tale folklore kind of land, but there's an energy about it. Did I just have a fly come buzzing through? So weird. Friends forever. Grow together individually. This is very indicative of that connection that was up here. Hey, would you like to look at my little seedling? There's something with baggage. I'm just going to acknowledge it because it's coming through. Because here's one being, and here's one being, and it's like, here, look at my little seedling. This energy has this one point something, little something with it. This, if this is you, Taurian, I'm not sure which is, so I'm not accusé, just in general. This one has, I see a cobra, there's a whole bunch of other things. And I'm just going to say indicative of your scroll, baggage. I don't necessarily know that that's a bad thing, right? It's like merging families together. Somebody might be like, oh, I have 2 kids, I have 3 kids, or I have school debt, or whatever the case is. Sometimes merging those things, you can like really help each other grow, because you can move together and through that, and you can make a bigger family. Do you know what I'm saying? So, and also when I'm seeing like that garbage bag, and it's like leaking as you're taking it out, and then you leave a trail of stank. So, you know, where did this fly come from? It's probably because I brought wood in. And now, like, if there's any sort of bugs or whatnot, they kind of wake up from their hibernation. I can't remember where I was. So just maybe noticing that. And then friends forever grow together individually. Just comes in from that connection. It feels really kind of sweet. And like I said, bringing the 2 families together, symbolically speaking, bringing 2 organizations together, merging homes, or getting a roommate, whatever the case is, helping each other. You really do help each other out. And really by helping each other out, it expands your blessings like tenfold. This doesn't mean putting up with shit you don't want to. Don't mean to swear. It doesn't mean you're putting up with stuff that's unwanted. This feels very clean and hygienic and compromising, but it's all very complementary. It's almost like that's the take on
chakras.
On compromise. Does it complement, right? It's beautiful, Taurians. I really do feel like it's you know, the way I just heard it is you've come a long way and you'll go a long way. There's a lot of road behind you, but there's a lot of road ahead of you too. So wherever you want to go, let's do it. Taurians, fascinating. I hope that did serve, inspire, educate, or entertain. And all the links are below to help a gal grow. You can check out the shop, services, all that kind of good stuff if you'd like to support or donate. Everything you can start off at iScry.ca, and you can branch off from there. But I'm so grateful that you've been here. Please do like, share, and subscribe. I'm so grateful for you, and I love you.
Pathetic.
All right. Okay. Easy. I'm just going to set up here for last but not least.
Burned.
Okay. Here we go. Just setting up the scrolls. Aries. Last but not least. Let's do it. Boom, boom, shh. You know the drill. If you see, sense, or feel anything, please feel well to comment below, drop an emoji, or keep to oneself. But I do appreciate any interactions with the channel. Okay, let's get you crystal. Okay. No, there we go. Get you a flower. And we'll get you a food. Meat. Lily. Meat. Strong. Lily. Rebirth. Lapis. Royalty. Who else had that? Capricorn.
Holy water.
Something about I'm seeing a progression from when I was a baby or in a sleeper or a sleep sack to a toddler or a young adult, adolescent to now. Yeah, I feel like I'm seeing it all happen. There's a dog that's coming through. Very, very happy to see me. Feels very, very happy to see me. And I'm very, very happy to see this dog. There might be a baby in your life for somebody who's had a baby or somebody along that lines that is igniting a connection within you or a state of glee that maybe hasn't existed for a very long time, or it's something that you didn't know existed until they kind of came along, and that was kind of fun. It's kind of fun. Yeah, that feels really good. Truth and virtue. Sorry, I was called to flip it. There is an ice rink or a lake here, and there's a connection happening or a conversation between two Tyrannosaurus Rexes. No, it's okay. You're here, so you're absolutely not lost. You're here with me. You are found. You are home, sweet home. This conversation between two T-Rexes. I feel like the T-Rexes are like spirit animals that are brought maybe for, presence or protection or something like that. Because each of these beings come around from the other side. Truth and virtue. So maybe it's something in regards to a person or a job or somebody within a corporation or somebody that's like trying to do business with you. And you're like, are you telling the truth? Where's your virtues at? Because you know where yours is, Aries. So where trying to gauge where theirs is at. Can we meet in the middle? There's something being formed. And it might be in this rebirthing. Again, right from the beginning when I saw from the sleepers to a baby to adolescent to adult, from this, or mother, maiden, crone, Father, Son, Holy Spirit. Pick a trifecta that feels good, that kind of represents big chunks of time or of growth. Like, what is it? Like in Saturn's world, you're not an adult until your Saturn returns or something like that, till you're 33, 34, something along that line. So it depends on what you're looking at. Anywho, but that's what it feels like in this progression here. In this rebirth, and something is born within me or ignited, or somebody else has come into my life, a friend, a baby, but I feel like they have whatever a baby has, or again, maybe it's like a niece or a nephew, whatever the case is, and they have something. Maybe it's a friend. They just have something that just, you light up my life. Maybe it's the sun. Maybe it's a daughter. Maybe it just is the sun, like the sun. You are my sunshine. Aww. Love that. Okay, so it could be along that lines. And I feel like that's kind of like stirring an inspiration. I'm on the back of a whale. Is it a humpback whale? It looks scary, but it's not scary. It's actually very gentle and docile. All is connected. Especially with that lapis, I feel like your timelines, the way they're tied, there is a meeting point, and even in timelines from that bigger space, Aries, but even from timelines from here and now, like the inner child, the inner adolescence that fully exists, but they're all meeting here. It's all here and now.
Angry.
Okay. I'm going to head into that meet, but oh, Miss Sunshine. You are my sunshine. Just like I said, you're something that brings the sun into your life. Or inspires the sun. If there's been a state or a sense of gloom. Or, just simple, hunkering inside the emotional body. I'm unzipping something. I'm right up in there. And it's like one of those coats that have, or at least here in Canada, it might have like a fleece inside, and then it has an outer shell. So there's like two zippers. That's kind of what it feels like. And then there's something that I feel like I did, or I opened emotionally,
Possessed.
etherically, whatever the case is. I don't know if it's mine, Aries, or if it's the way you interact with the collective. I never really know, but I'm just here for it, sharing my story, and I'm grateful to be a guest in your aura. That it's like, imagine opening a door and it's a brick wall. You're like, what? You know what I mean? I feel like I did something, or I found something out, and it's like a brick wall. And I was like, oh, like I don't know. But I kind of want to ask myself, where was I in whatever regards that might be for you? Because it's like, if I was in a fun house, or if I was in a movie set, that it wouldn't be a real door. It could be a false door, very much so, for a reason to be there. Or there's access to someone or something that once was open and you've since closed it, brick and mortar style, with good old fashioned hard work and boundaries. You're like, no, I am not opening this door anymore to the past, to the present, to this person, for whatever reason. It's closed. And it's like not even just closed and locked. It's like, no, I've done all the work, the physical work, the emotional work, the brick and mortar of it. That chapter is now done, ended, whatever the case is. And that has taken some work. And maybe it pissed you off along the way, because maybe in building that brick wall of a border, of a boundary, whatever the case is, and whether this is something that you've done or if it's been done to you, you know what I mean? Can you respect it if it's something you would do, or it's something that you understand when you do it, or is it respected when it's reciprocated, or does it piss you off? That kind of thing. But anyway, I feel like the work's been done, like right in your meat suit kind of work, right in your meat suit. There is such a physical beauty that is around you. The strength that you have is like, I don't know, strong bones is what I want to call it. Strong bones. My dear friend, and my home is my castle. And I feel like that is very indicative, whether that is a friend or a foe, somebody you work with, or just a frequency friend, right? Somebody that you might think of very dearly. They could be an old friend, or again, coming into that past life. All is connected to certain timelines within the self, and seeing your shadow, seeing your foes, whatever the case is, as friends.
Guide.
Or guidance counselors, whatever, or guides in general. But the sun follows you around here. I also feel like whatever work you've been doing has been in your home, your holistic home of the meat suit. And also really good proteins. There's something about parents. Okay, maybe there's something chains about parents in there. I'm seeing the big I, and these big I, not I, but like the letter I, like I am, or etc. No rain today, Aries. So much sunshine. And it feels like, oh, it's like a sun shower. Those are the greatest, eh? Sun showers. And it feels like in that space when it's the big eye, but it's like, I'm seeing it in a cartoon, like if calligraphy was alive or cursive could like move freely, you know, like a teapot in Beauty of the Beast, and it can just move around. And it feels very, very fun. I'm also seeing a double-headed mushroom. And then I have here day and night. This is both sides of myself, right? And I feel like I very much so through this death and rebirth, through this truth and virtue, to the royalty of the psychic realm, subconscious realms, knowing the monster within, and know when you meet other people's monsters. You could be meeting it because you're showing your monster showing. I don't know. But I also want to acknowledge somewhere along the lines, I feel like you have been up against, it feels very organizational. Could be like bullies or something like that. Or maybe you're the bully, but I'm going to externalize it for a moment because I feel like I've just been, the way I can see it is they are they and I am I. And I am outside of the they. And for one reason or another, I just can't seem to get, do I want to be part of the they, or I don't know, some sort of contract. It does feel business oriented, or if it's something I'm walking away from. And I say that because one, you might be putting on some sort of addition to your home, to your, you know, your castle of your consciousness. You might also be, there's some sort of outreach about something, offering a piece of yourself to this friend or to this little person, to this baby welcoming in your life. It's like a piece of your heart. And it's so nice. There's something else I wanted to say as well. Also something about extending a peace offering or simply an offering if it's in regards to this contract coming up with the potentiality of it. Potpourri. Oh, so did I say you might be putting on like a home renovation or an addition or something like that? Or you might be moving from a big place to a small house or an apartment or like a ranch style to a tiny home, or I don't know what it is, but you could be, I'm going to say downsizing because this gives you more space and more freedom because you're kind of released of material responsibilities, something along that lines. And I'm also seeing, I don't know if they're snow pants or hip waders when you're in the water. There's lots of water. Here's the thing. I also want to know, Aries, just as I'm getting ready to step out, I kind of feel like there's a lot of like ethereal water and emotional water and also like dry desert. Like I want to hydrate me or dehydrate me into jerky. Like how can I be so thirsty? How can I be so thirsty? Knowledge. Maybe you're thirsty for knowledge, or again, just something you're finding out about something, or you're reading up on it. Good fortune. Good fortunes and good friends. It's all here for the Aries. Creativity was kicking around on the bottom. And change. Change in your fortunes, change in your friends, change in maybe where you work, and you might even be changing the way what you read and all that kind of good stuff. You might be like, you know what, I want to dive into whatever realms might pique your interest, or you don't know that they pique your interest, but you're willing to give them a shot. It's like making a friend and you didn't think you ever would, or a new friend, especially as adults, like it's super awkward. But you're like, you know what, I'm going to give them a shot. And you do, and it turns out to be like one of the greatest things. Aries. You are a treasure. I love you. Thank you so much for being here. I hope this has served, inspire, educate, or entertain. It is my honor to be here in your energy, to be a guest in your aura. I truly am grateful to have been here. I'm sorry, I'm just cleaning these up. As you are the last sign and yet the first sign. So it has landed so perfectly. You guys are the best. I love you. Till next month, I'll see you again for an All Signs All Stars. Later.